Hello. Today I'd like to talk about the three little words that people seem to find the most difficult to say. No, thank you. How many times have you complained about food and still left a tip, or agreed to help someone move house only to regret it the next day? I am simply thankful that I have found a fantastic hairdresser, because I've been known to walk out of shops with the hairdo from hell, having said, "Oh, that's nice," when they showed me the back. So, is this quintessentially British? Are we in a culture that's so afraid of offending that we really do feel more comfortable bitching behind backs instead of sorting it out face to face? Why do we hate saying no? Most often, guilt and the desire to be liked. Other common reasons you may be reluctant to say no include the enjoyment of being needed. It might even be feeling that you're valued or worthy because you're needed. Sometimes it's about having a reputation of, "That's so-and-so, he or she will be able to help." And who are you without that ability to help? Not knowing what to say. And then my favourite, I can't lie. And those very people find it so much easier to grumble about it behind other people's backs than actually sort it out face to face. But in seriousness, not knowing where to draw the line can bring you problems. View saying yes all the time like filling a glass. There will come a point where you've said yes so much the glass is overfilled and no longer functions as a glass. Whilst being flexible and adaptable, it is so important to keep the value of your time and money and energy at the fore. So here's some of my tips to help you remember what to do when you're tempted to say yes all the time. Number 1, never give more of anything than you can afford to lose. While selflessness may be praised, you need to remember to affix your own mask first. If you're a caregiver, giving is natural to you, but you must always remember that if you are in such a role, what will happen if you've given so much of yourself, you no longer have strength? That's not to say be selfish, but just remember your value and do not compromise it. Number 2, being amenable is a two-way process. It's not a means of keeping someone or something. No matter what love language you prefer, everyone likes a freebie, and in fact, for some, it's a marketing strategy. However, when it comes to relationships, it is so important to know that giving is a means of deepening that relationship, not a means of trying to keep one. The moment a relationship is built on gifts, where one person is always giving, perhaps because they want the relationship more than the other, it's not going to last. The giver will begin to feel resentful, and the receiver never really committed, or feels so bad about receiving everything they don't know what to do in return. Number 3, saying no does take practice. Sometimes having a helpful yet empowering response pre-prepared can help you when you're caught off guard in a "please help me" situation. Practice these statements. A, well, of course I can help, but I can only do it at this time. B, I only have 5 minutes and I must get on with whatever it is. C, can I let you know at the end of the day, tomorrow? D, here's one I made earlier, you can use that. Give them a sample. E, how would you like me to help you? Or what do you think is best for me to do in this situation? What would be of most help to you at this time? Give the responsibility back to them. After all, they are often adults too. And my secret bonus tip, remind yourself never to say yes without thinking when you're in a good mood. Believe me, it's how I rope in most people to my projects. Meet them down the pub, and before they know it, they're in my next theatre production. So, while I get it, a concern with my first 3 points is, "Oh, but they'll stop asking me." Well, you may need to ask yourself, is that really a bad thing? We don't tend to make excuses when we either want to do something with someone or would love to but have a prior engagement. We're only really making excuses when we're not that keen to do it for that person. Remember, no is a full sentence, and using it reminds you to value yourself and what you have to offer, because once you recognize your worth, others will too.